Be reliable. If we are married, we must both feel and experience that our spouse is honest, fair, and trustworthy, not only with us, but with other people too. Trust is one of the strongest pillars of any relationship. Be careful not to lose your spouse's trust and never give an opportunity for misunderstandings. Even the suspicion of infidelity should not arise, so don't give people a reason to spread rumors about you. Your behavior with others should never be easy to misunderstand. Never give anyone the impression that you might be willing to be dishonorable or unfaithful to your other half. How? Now, let us give you a few key points. For example, if you are in a room with someone of the opposite sex, whether for business or any purpose, you should make sure that the door remains open so that you are visible at all times, or that another person is there too. If this is not possible, then at least have a camera in the room or simply record the conversation on your phone. That way, you can clarify the situation if anyone starts making malicious rumors or accuses you of something that you didn't do. You see, we read in the Bible in Genesis chapter 39 that Joseph, Jacob's son, was falsely accused of attempted rape, for which he was wrongfully imprisoned for years. If you can't prove your innocence 100% in a situation like this, you're going to be stigmatized even if you're acquitted due to insufficient evidence. Remember, don't joke or tease friends, colleagues, or anyone else with sexual hints or innuendos. In a spiritual way, this blemishes and poisons the marriage. You can ruin in a minute what you and your spouse have been building up for years or decades, and it can lead very easily to emotional injury or a serious relationship problem. It can create mistrust and suspicion in your spouse or in anyone else who witnesses this kind of an incident, and this can cause irretrievable damage in your relationship with your spouse. So it's not worth it. There is no such thing as innocent flirting. Another key point: avoid any close physical contact with colleagues or acquaintances of the opposite sex, except when a business handshake occurs, when meeting someone or saying goodbye, which is a social sign of respect. That's okay. And again, another important thing: discuss your problems and intimate experiences with your spouse only. It's none of your friends or other relatives' business, just yours. Also, don't talk negatively about your spouse behind their back, because that would lead to a loss of trust. As we said it before, it's a different case if they commit some kind of crime or serious abuse. Then, of course, do talk about it and seek for help as soon as possible. In another case, if either of you or both of you need help, consult a specialist together. And if you or your husband or wife refuses to seek and accept help for a problem that the two of you cannot solve together, then unfortunately there is a good chance that your relationship will end in divorce. Remember, as we said it before, don't give pastoral or emotional care to a person of the opposite sex if their spouse or your spouse isn't present. This applies to face-to-face meetings, as well as confidential communications by phone or even email. Now, why do we say that? Because unfortunately, many Christian marriages have already suffered from and even been the victim of an email relationship with a third party, which started out innocent, but then became more and more intimate. Obviously, you can freely give advice to someone on a different topic rather than marriage or family life. So to sum up these key points, both of you always stick to high principles, being faithful, telling the truth, being honest with everyone, so that you can be reliable and trustworthy in the eyes of your spouse also. This is an incredibly important part of the foundation that your marriage is built upon.
And the breastplate of righteousness. We put on the belt of truth to gird our loins. We put on the shoes of the gospel of peace. We take up the shield of faith and the sword of the Spirit in our hand today. We do all this to stand strong in the Spirit against the ways of the enemy. We will not be pushed back in Jesus' holy name.